Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Tamu Brown of Innovative Education and Training, and I'm here to talk about metacognition. And metacognition is really thinking about the way you think, right? And understanding the way you think. That's my definition. The formal definition is awareness and understanding of one's own thought processes. Got it? Awareness and understanding of one's own thought processes. And I came across some work by a Stanford researcher called Patricia Chen, who studied what the outcomes would be if students underwent metacognition, where they thought about the way that they were learning and not just what they were learning. And I posted an article about Patricia Chen and her work on my Facebook at Tamu Brown, Tamu, Brown with an E. And what she found is that those students who had engaged in metacognition, and it was college students actually, I believe, and they used a technique where they took students through some questions. And these questions allowed them to think more deeply about how they were engaging with the content and how they were learning and what they could change about their learning. So that was one group. The other group just took their tests, right? And it was found that the group who engaged in metacognition, they had better student outcomes, which means that they had higher test scores. So students asked themselves, or she prompted students to ask themselves questions like, what will be on the test? What areas do I struggle with? How should I prepare for such tests? What strategies would I use, etc.? So these are some of the questions that would have them thinking about the way that they were approaching or engaging with the content. And this boosted their scores. Now, I'm thinking a lot about metacognition because I think that, so this is my own metacognition now, I'm thinking that we do not engage with the way that we think at all, much. And I'm saying we because sometimes we all fall prey to this. And often, from an individual standpoint, as a professional or an entrepreneur, we blame this on being busy, like you're just doing things and you are not really considering why you are doing them, how you should be doing them. And because of this, you are just blindly doing tasks, and that doesn't bring the best outcome. I often tell my entrepreneurs that, are you the CEO or are you like the lowest paid employee at your place, right? Because if you are acting like the lowest paid employee who probably does not have a lot of organizational citizenship, meaning that they're just doing tasks because they're not well compensated, and if that's the realm in which you are operating as a professional, then you do not have the CEO or leader hat on. And if you do not have the CEO or leader hat on, it means that you are not engaging in metacognition. So thinking about how you think is important. Why? Because how you think is how you perceive reality. And how you perceive reality is how you act. And so if you have been having a lot of outcomes in your life or your professional space or in your business or even in your student outcomes if you are an educator, then if you don't take the time to consider why this is so and to consider how you can change the way you think about your profession, your business, your students, your life. And if you're not giving yourself time to reposition these in your mind, right, then you will never achieve better outcomes. And you know I love research, so this research really piqued my interest. So let's see if I can give an example. An example might be that, let's take our COVID situation. If you are simply trying to do more of the same just because you have had, maybe some easing of restrictions, let's say, and you have not taken the time to consider why you think that doing more of the same is what is required, and you are just blindly doing so, the likelihood is that more of the same will only work in the short run, right? Because in order to do different, be different, and have better outcomes, you really have to consider why you are thinking that doing the same things will yield the same results, even though the climate around you that has changed. So I am just, I know this is a heavy topic. I heard the cocks, the fowls in the back. This is the Caribbean, so I heard the fowls in the back agreeing. I know this is a heavy topic, but I really want you to sit and say, well, why am I thinking this way? And can I shift the way I approach even planning, right? To see if I can change my outcomes to be more positive. So I know that was a little heavy, but let's think about the way we think. Bye-bye. It's Dr. Tamu at tamubrown.com and tamucoaching.com. Bye-bye.